Is it okay to still have children?
The Green New Deal, introduced by Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, is taking the Democratic Party by storm. Democrats say it's urgent. It's the only way to save our children from climate disasters that will begin to wipe out life on Earth within 12 years. When questioned, Green New Dealers shame their critics and cite a supposed consensus about climate change among so-called experts. But some frustrated scientists argue the consensus behind the Green New Deal is actually an ideological position, not a scientific one, and a rhetorical tool for frightening voters into giving more and more power to the ruling political class. Maybe that's why Green New Dealers tell such frightening stories, often in the presence of terrified children. The Earth will be uninhabitable in just a few years, they say, unless you fully surrender and allow them to implement all of the policies they want. The Green New Deal is our moral duty. But what if it's not moral at all? The Green New Deal would empower politicians to take control of all of our lives, forcing us into a monolithic national program that would determine every aspect of life in America. What cars we drive, how we educate our children, where we live and how we work, what we eat. In short, it would amount to a blank check for every initiative and program that power-hungry leftist politicians can dream up. In fact, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is already talking about limiting the number of children Americans should have, a talking point that some have compared to Communist China's one-child policy. Some of the ideas contained in the Green New Deal have already been tried in South America and Western Europe, and were met with riots and uprisings. Just last weekend, 100,000 yellow-vested protesters took to the streets of France in opposition to a nationwide carbon tax. Now imagine the kind of reaction freedom-loving Americans would have to the life-altering power grab that Green New Dealers are contemplating. According to early estimates, the Green New Deal could cost as much as $93 trillion over 10 years. That translates to an additional $3,800 in your energy bill alone every year, and that's just a start. Make no mistake, Americans do care about the environment and the stewardship of our common home, but they know a bad deal when they see one. Which is why many worry that climate alarmism and fear-mongering isn't about the climate at all, and instead is merely the latest fomented crisis offered up every decade or so by Marxist-inspired ideologues grasping for power. From threats of a coming ice age, to overpopulation, to predictions that the Earth would run out of resources, or that hundreds of millions would starve, all discredited predictions made over the last 50 years, and all rhetoric of fear designed to make possible what they ultimately hope to achieve. Total control of the American population. This has been an episode of CVTV. Subscribe to CVTV on YouTube, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and sign up at CatholicVote.org/loop.